I'm Shivani Niranjan from the customer experience team here at DevRev. Joining me today are my colleagues, and together we are the folks behind the scenes who ensure that our customers have an amazing experience with us. Juggling bug fixes alongside feature requests can often feel an overwhelming thing, right? So it often feels like walking on a tightrope. And it's about addressing critical issues while also keeping an eye on enhancements, right? But what if I tell you that there is a way to automate some of these processes, freeing up our team to focus on what matters most? That's how we can provide top notch customer support, right? So that is where DevRev workflows comes in. And today we will be showcasing on how we leverage DevRev's custom workflows to streamline our support operations for bugs and feature requests. You'll also see how we use workflows to automate tasks, improve efficiency, and ultimately deliver a smoother experience for our customers. And before we begin, just please don't hesitate to ask any questions along the way. And we are here to help you get the most out of this today's session. And today's agenda revolves around our approach to on call conversations, handling bugs, and managing feature requests. So let's kick things off with a deep dive into our on call flow presented by Hariharan. And following that, we'll hear from Purna and Anirudh, who will walk you through our strategies for managing bugs. So without further ado, let's get started.
Thank you, Shivani. Hope I'm audible. So myself, Hariharan from Customer Experience Team, and I will be walking you through the inbox workflow that we have implemented in DevRev. Yeah. So in DevRev, we have an automated and an upgraded way of handling the conversations and inbox. So just starting from the basics. So what is an inbox is nothing but just like how you have inboxes in your phones and computers. Inbox is nothing but a place where we will have all the interactions and conversations from the customers in the form of an object called conversation. So a conversation, nothing but an object where we'll have all the track of interactions from a customer and the dev user, that is the support agent. So in DevRev, the support agent or the L1 support is also known as the on-call engineers. And these conversations initiated by the customers can come from various sources like Slack, Plug, and also based on the sources, we segregate them as verified and unverified customers. And mostly these on-call engineers or L1 support mostly act on the verified customers. So our first approach is to bring the on-call engineers or the L1 support and the customers together with the help of the conversation object. Yeah. So in DevRev, we have a Notion page. So this Notion page consists of a weekly schedule, which has the on-call members detail for that week. And every week we will be having 4 on-call members, with each on-call member representing their shift. And this shift represents a timing. So in case here, the India one represents a timing from 7 to 2, and India 2 represents a time from 2 to 9, and so on for Slovenia and US. So we do this so that we could provide a 24/7 support to the customers. So our first automation and the first goal is to bring this on-call members detail into DevRev. So we have an automation that runs on every Monday 9 p.m. so that it brings these on-call member details into DevRev in the form of groups. So these groups are DevRev groups where we can assign these on-call members as the owners of those groups. The groups names are also something which aligns with the Notion page, like India 1, India 2, Slovenia, and US. And these are the on-call members for that current week. So he will be handling the US on-call. So likewise, there will be 4 on-call members, then there will be 4 groups with each of them having the owners. So we assign them as the group owners so that we can assign the conversations to them based on the timings. So there can be conversation around the clock, there will be conversations, and whenever a conversation is created within their time frame, so they will be assigned the conversations. And once a conversation is assigned to them, it is their responsibility to handle the conversation and provide the resolution to the customer. There might be cases when the given time slot is not enough. So in such cases, it is the responsibility of the particular on-call member to transfer the ownership to the next on-call member. It might be a case where this member might not know the next on-call member or the next support agent So they can just change the group to the next group, that is the India 2, and the owner will be changed automatically. So this is the automation that we have in DevRev that brings the on-call agent or the support agent and the customers together in the conversation object. Yeah. So now we have brought the, now we have an automation that helps the on-call engineer handle the conversations, but we also need automations that help in tracking the performance and monitoring the performance. So we also have an automation for that. The automation name is the Slack breach notify for conversations. So what it does is, whenever a conversation gets breached, so to explain on what is a breach, so there will be some timings that is given within the time frame we need to attend the customer. So there are two metrics, namely first response and next response. So the first response is here, it is 2 minutes. So when a customer starts the conversation, we need to attend the conversation within the first 2 minutes. That is the first response. And the next response will be the next time when the conversation is begin by the customer, we need to attend it within the next 12 hours. So this is the first response and next response. So whenever when the on-call engineer, the support agent misses these metrics, we will have an automation that sends a message in the Slack. So the Slack message will be something like this. So this is an automated message that will be sent in the Slack. With also, it will have a link to the conversation with tags to the particular conversation owner. We have also made it configurable such that we can add the members that you need to be mentioned, like a CC in mail. We can also mention the members here. So this can also be used as a method of escalation where you want to escalate to the next level of support, that is the L2 support. And apart from sending this message in Slack, we also have added the tags here, like the first response is breach, the next response is breach. So tags are like the tags that we use in Instagram, like these are the tags that we add to a particular conversation object. So once a tag has been added, now these tags can also have multiple purposes. Like we can use these tags to build vistas. So there might be someone who might be wondering what is a vista. So vista is nothing but a custom view of your objects. So you can add some filters here, like what are all the conversations that came from a blog. So you can add that, and once you add those filters, you can create your title, and that will be your vista. It is your custom view of objects. So now in my case, I can add the tags, like I can add the filter as tags, and in the tags I can add the first response breach, and this will be my vista. So this can also be now used as an escalation procedure. And also these tags also have a technical importance in building dashboards in DevRev. So this is the automation that we use in performance monitoring and metrics calculation. Moving ahead in DevRev, we also conduct midweek meetings in which we provide suggestions or feedbacks to the on-call or the support agents on how they are performing. So in such cases, the resource which we use is the support analytic dashboard that will be available in the left nav of the support tab. So in the support analytic dashboards, we'll be having the conversations tab. And in the conversations tab, when we apply the correct date filters in the range and also the owner as the particular on-call member, we will be having the 4 important metrics, namely the resolution rate, the rate at which a conversation is getting resolved, and the SLA compliance rate, the rate at which the on-call member is not allowing the SLA to be breached. He is attending the conversation before the SLA is getting breached, and also the CSAT that he is getting, and the most important, the median first response time. So here the person has handled the conversation very well, that he is responding to the customer within the first 6 minutes. So this is how we give feedback to the on-call, and also we hear feedback from them on what are all the problems they are facing. And also we are actively developing and ideating on getting more CSAT. So we know that CSAT, or the customer satisfaction score, is most important for a growing company in the market. So we're also planning on 2 automations. So we broadly classify this CSAT into 2 main things. One is the positive ones. The scores are 4 and 5. That is a positive CSAT, and 1, 2, 3, that will be a negative CSAT. So whenever we receive a positive CSAT, we send mails to get reviews in public platforms like G2. So those reviews will be very much helpful for the organizations. And whenever we receive a negative CSAT, we also have a similar escalation procedure that we add for breaches. We will be sending it to the respective customer success managers so that they can follow up with the customer on what went wrong. So these are the automations that we have in DevRev that helps in handling the conversation, monitoring the performance, and providing feedbacks. Apart from this, there is also another automation. that helps the on-call to maybe push it to the next level. So there can be cases in which an on-call will not be able to resolve a conversation, right? So he might not have the knowledge, or he might need an assistance from the product or the engineering team. So in such cases, they can create tickets from the conversation. That is the next level. So they can create it from the UI. They can create a ticket here. And once a ticket has been created, we have an automation running that automatically changes the stage of the conversation to archive. So once you move a conversation to archive, the conversation can no longer be reinitiated, and we cannot communicate with the customer from here. And the next step to follow up with the customer is the ticket. So we'll be using the ticket to communicate with the customer, and the person who will be handling the tickets will be the L2 support, which are the customer experience engineers in DevRev. So they will be communicating with the product team. They will be working with the engineering team to provide the resolution to the customer, so that we can satisfy the needs of the customer. And this marks the end of the inbox workflow that we have in DevRev. And now Purna will walk us through the ticket workflow that we have in DevRev.
Thanks, Hariharan. I'll just share my screen. Hope my screen is visible now. So, hi all, I'm Purna from Customer Experience team. So, I'll give you the walkthrough of the ticket workflow which we have implemented for the bug tickets in DevRev. So, these automations help us streamline the handling of bug tickets and ensure better alignment in this process. So, we have built a rule engine which automatically routes the ticket to a specific group. So, the ticket gets created and the owner of the ticket will be one person among the group. So in this case, the group is CEs, that is us. So one among us got assigned as the owner here. So as soon as the ticket gets created, the initial stage of the ticket is queued here. So we have three tabs in tickets. So the internal discussion, which is used for the internal communication among our team. And we have customer messages, which is used to communicate with the customers. And we also have the events tab here, in which we'll have all the details of the ticket which took place. So as I said before, the initial stage of the ticket is queued. So once the ticket gets created, we have an automation called Smart Ticket Tagger, which sends the entire context of the ticket to the OpenAI, which then identifies the ticket as bug or feature request and adds the respective tag and the subtype here. So in this case, I have created a bug ticket. So the tag got added accordingly as bug, and we also add a tag named OpenAI inferred to identify this response came from the OpenAI. And we also added the subtype name bug here. So we this automation also adds the paid customer tag and the tier 2 tag, which got inferred from this customer workspace here. So, and this automation will also move this stage to queue to awaiting product assist. So here we aim to fasten the process of bug tickets so that it avoiding it to get stagnant in the queued or at the any other stage. So next we have the automation called automatic API issue creation snap-in. So whenever a bug ticket is created and transitions to the awaiting product assist stage, this automation gets triggered and the issue gets created under the tech lead or the developer who will be one of the part owners. So in this ticket, the part owners we have is the tech lead and the product manager. So in this case, the tech lead got assigned as the owner for the created issue. So the details from the ticket got inferred to the issue which got created automatically. So yeah, so the issue creation time is kept as configurable based on the severity. So in DevRev we have the SLA running for the bug tickets. So in this case, the SLA breach date is 6 days, and we have the target close date updated as May 2028. So which is the responsibility of another one snap-in, which is the target close date updater snap-in. So that snap-in automatically infers the close date here and marks this target close date here. And this target close date gets inferred in the issue which gets auto-populated here. So whenever the engineering team is not aware of when will this close date be, they can just infer this target close date field, and they can just work accordingly. So this will be creating visibility among the engineers, and we could just create deliver the process accordingly. So yeah, these are some of the automations which we have built for bug tickets, and I'll just hand over the session to Anirudh, who will be walking you through the other main automations. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Purna. Let me share my screen once. Hello everyone, I'm Anirudh. Hope my screen is visible and I'm audible. I'm from the customer experience team. So I would like to explain about the auto sprint assignment snap-in. So this actually to ensure that all the issues are being prioritized, we'll be assigning them to the correct sprint. So if we are not assigning it to the current sprint, then it will be very difficult to track the progress. So this sprint is very helpful in tracking the progress and also helps the team members to get to know what everyone is working on. And if this particular issue is present in triad state for a very long time, then it halts the ticket resolution progress. So what this snap-in does is that this snap-in automatically assigns this particular issue to the sprint in which the issue owner is working on. So how it assigns is that it takes the list of all the sprints which the issue owner works and maps it with the part of the part present in that issue and picks out the sprint and assign it to this particular issue. And also after assigning the issue, it moves the stage of the issue to the prioritized stage. Generally, we need the issues to be in we should not want the issues to be in triad stage. We either want this issue to be in prioritized stage if the developer works on this, or in backlog stage if the developer can't work on this, so that we could communicate to the customer accordingly. And this snap-in is currently not present in our DevRev. It is under a testing phase, and it will be deployed soon. And the next snap-in we have is the SLA breach notifier. So even after all this automation, there are chances that the tickets can breach their SLAs. So what this snap-in does is that it generates a report of all the tickets that have breached its SLA on a particular day. So this snap-in is actually a cron job based snap-in. So it's like we could set up the days in which we want to generate the report. Example, we could set up either Tuesday and Thursday, so that this report will be shared in Slack on Tuesdays and Thursdays of all the tickets that have breached its SLA, along with the respective team members, and tags them in the Slack, so that these team members can work on these tickets and prioritize them. And so how this is how the Slack report looks like. You could see that these tickets are present in have breached its SLA and are present in awaiting product assist stage. So it tags the respective product managers so that they could give the assistance accordingly. And we could see that these tickets have breached this SLA and are present in awaiting development and in development stage, so that it also tags the issue and the issue owners, so that they could take a quick action on this and resolve this tickets. So this is how the report looks like. And so this is the snap-in which I was talking about, SLA breach notifier. So under configure, so what we can do is that we could just give the Slack channel ID here, so that in this particular Slack channel we'll be getting the report. And we can even add mail IDs of the particular support members, so that they will be notified every time the report is sent. And we could also give a quick introduction message or the message for each and every stages, so that it is easy to customize. And we could select the days at which the report should be sent to the Slack here. In my case, I have choose the Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that this report will be generated, and we'll be having a meet with these people so as to trash these tickets and prioritize them quickly. So this is one of the snap-in. And due to these automations, we do create a lot of issues and assign to the developers. So this might the developers might feel very confused on what are the tickets being assigned to them and when to prioritize them, etc. So we do have a separate dashboard for the developers, which is called the developer dashboard, which tracks all these issues which are being assigned to them and helps them to prioritize that daily task. So let me give a quick walkthrough on the dashboard. So this is the dashboard. So the developers can quickly add themselves as the owner in the owner filter here, so that they will be getting only those work items or the issues that are being assigned to them, and so that these widgets will be helpful for them. So the first widget is the list of non-triaged issues. So this widget shows all the issues which are still in triage stage and are linked to the bug tickets, so that the developers can quickly open this particular issue and move them to backlog or prioritize stage accordingly. And this widget is very much helpful. So this widget actually shows all the issues that have already breached its target close date, and also shows the number of days it got breached from. So the developers can prioritize these issues accordingly, or else if needed, they can communicate accordingly and change its target close date. And this widget is the shows the list of non-planned issues. So all these issues listed here does not have any sprints linked to them, and without having sprints linked to them, it's a bit difficult to track the progress. So the developers can quickly open these issues and can add it to the sprints. And here we do show the timeline graph of the target close date versus ticket severity. And here and after this, all the widgets in the left hand side denotes the breached issues, and all the right hand side denotes the active issues that are not yet breached. So in this widget, we do show a timeline graph of target close date versus ticket severity. Here we could see that there are two tickets, one is of high and another is of blocker, that have already breached its SLA on this particular date. So this widget is helpful to prioritize the task by the developers accordingly. And with this widget, shows the number of issues that have not yet resolved and has already breached its target close date. So this is the count we have, and similarly we have unresolved issues count here. And this widget shows the number of issues which have triaged and non-triaged in a percentage way, which have already breached its target close date. So we can just click it and go through a drill through, and we could see the issues accordingly. And similarly, in this right hand side widget, we do have these issues which are not yet breached its SLA. And this widget shows the number of critical and non-critical issues that have breached its SLA. So critical issues means all those issues that have been linked to the high-end blocker tickets, and non-critical means all those issues that have been linked to the medium and low tickets. And similarly, the right-hand side shows the active count. And moving on to this widget shows this number of issues that are linked to a particular sprint and not linked to a particular sprint. This will be helpful so that the developers can quickly click through the sprint not linked and move them to the correct sprints accordingly. Moreover, this can also be very helpful for the product managers to prioritize their sprints. So these are all the automations we do have, we are using for bug workflow. And I'm handing over the session to Shivani for the feature request workflow.
Yeah, thank you, Anirudh. Yeah, let me share my screen. So, well, you guys saw the automations for bugs and inbox. So we now have the workflow for the feature request also, but we are in the implementation phase where this will be out in a few days. So as a first, let's start with the onboarding of things. So in DevRev, we usually handle these onboarding tickets and the feature request tickets very differently, because feature request and bugs are usually handled by the support, whereas onboarding things, the account owners comes into play directly. So rather than having the support person, account owners, and the customers in place, we just have a different flow for the onboarding. So while usually we usually take care, CEs take care of the tickets, we just have account owners directly involved in this, thereby taking some of the information from the account and displaying it in the ticket, such as the account information, the face, and whenever the enhancement gets done or an issue linked to it gets completed, the account owners will be directly notified rather than support person coming into play. So this also reduce a lot of support people work, also ensuring that we give out what the customers want while they are in their onboarding phase. So we are achieving this through the custom fields and subtypes, which we have it in DevRev. So as a next, coming to the real feature request flow, as Purna mentioned, bug is something when an issue or error comes, right? But feature request is something whenever a customer asks for a feature which is not in DevRev. So once a ticket created from that, the PMs, the engineering and the product team have to come in, and they have to see whether they have whether the enhancement is in roadmap or will they able to take this up. So when the enhancement are also a crucial part in the feature request tickets, and you can see often an enhancement will be linked to a ticket. So what is the visibility of the enhancement to the ticket, right? So if we have to inform the customer about the ETA or when this particular feature will be done, we want few information from enhancement to be in the ticket while we do it. So we take the target close date of enhancement and put it in ticket, so that support and the support person have the visibility of when this will be get done, and whenever in customer asks for an update, we see it and just inform the customer right now and then. And as a next step to it, whenever an enhancement state changes, let us say it is from ideation phase to in progress. So rather than a support person coming in for each state and letting the customers know, or just while, so usually support person just communicate to the customer that this ticket has been created, and upon resolution only the support person might go back, right? So just to have the customer alongside with us, we while on the enhancement stage updates itself, we try to communicate to the customer that this particular features from ideation to in progress, we are developing it for you right now. So by this thing, we are trying to keep the customers within the process, trying to let them know of our next steps and what we are doing currently. So as next, so usually feature requests, unlike bugs, as Purna mentioned, we just try to shorten the time if you really know it's a bug, right? From going from queue to awaiting product assist. So here we cannot do it. So the ticket will be staying in awaiting product assist, because we need the product support to let us know the updates of how they are going to do, when they are going to do. But there are chances that the ticket might be cold in that stage itself, right? So that's why we have something called as nudge bot. Here what it will do is, once the ticket stays in the awaiting product assist for a long time, rather than the support person comes checking it and again manually trying to nudge the people, it automatically nudges the part owners. So part owners, let's say this particular enhancement belongs to MFG, so this takes the part owners, and it will even create a nudge saying that this ticket has been sitting in the stage for a long time, please look at it. So we have a 4 nudge system where this happens, and you can see after second nudge, the product person have come in and looked at the ticket. And later, still if we don't see any linkage of issues or enhancement, still we just did not, third nudge would be the escalation. So, and the fourth nudge is also an escalation, where this is when the support person really comes in and it just looks at the ticket. So this greatly reduces the manual intervention. Thereby, even if we have a lot and lots of tickets, we need not even go through each one of them. The tickets will do its job. Like these automations will do its job, ensuring the ticket whether it is progressing or not, thereby reducing the coldness in the ticket. So next is we have the severity reassessment automation. So let us say a customer is asking, saying that this is of very important priority while on either on the onboarding phase or after go live. But still, after 3 to 4 months or any X months later, he or she, the customer might not have the same priority, right? So after X months, let's come back, have a recheck on whether this is of the same priority. If not, let's reduce it so that we can reduce some of the work uh, of the shoulders of engineering. So we have a few automations like this where we are planning to get it done in a few days. So yeah, so that's it from our side on inbox workflows, bugs, and feature requests. But now the question is, we have shown you these automations, how to build this, right? So we have two ways of building these automations. So one is through Workflow Builder, which is a low-code, no-code platform, and the next is Snap-ins, where we have to code this out. So let me walk through this real code. So this is the workflows, and we can see when Purna explained that, right? So whenever a ticket gets created, routes to CE group. So this is the workflow behind this. So it's just triggers, conditions, and actions. We have to drag and drop, saying that what is the trigger and what is the condition and what action it should do. So this also can be done through APIs, which is like low code, but it is also completely available in DevRev UI. You can just copy, you can just drag and drop. So in few near future, we are also planning to release the cron and time based automations, so that rather than stepping into the snap-ins for those kind of automations, we can directly use the workflows for them. And next is snap-ins. So snap-ins are completely we have a platform to build snap-ins, and we have a very good documentation of how to build these snap-ins, right? So for example, like you can start from snap-in manifest, where we can just step by step thing of what are the things, like what webhooks we can use, what functions can be used, everything along with an example. So this can be easily, once upon creating these snap-ins, we can easily release it through the DevRev CLI itself. So it is not a complex, but this snap-ins can be used whenever an automation have complex operations or complex 3 to 4 to 5 API calls and steps to achieve something which we need. And this is, yeah, even though we have a very good documentation of it, we are also here to help you out if you guys need to build any snap-in out. And we also have a public repository in GitHub where we have all these details to show how to create a snap-in from scratch. But we are also here with DevRev. You can let us know of anything anytime, and we are also here to help you with all these things. And this is how we automate some of the mundane processes and trying to reduce the time that we put, trying to reduce the manual intervention. And that is how we try to provide the top notch customer service and focus on building product and service that users really love. So yeah, that's it from our side. And you now feel free to shoot any questions or feedbacks, and we are all yours now. Thank you.
We would love to take any questions, comments, feedback, thoughts, really anything. Either use the chat option or come off mute. We'd love to hear from you, like Shivani said.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, so I have one question. So you talked about issue management, right? So when a particular issue takes more time, like say a few months, is there any automation that it automatically escalate the issue level? Is there any feature like that?
Yeah. It's not for issue. So as we are support, right? A ticket object is the support module. So we already have the nut snap in trying to let us know before the escalation itself, right? So that is the automation that we do. This is like a long term, trying to check if the customer really needs it after this long period of time. So rather than escalation process, yeah, of course you can take it as an escalation process also, because it notifies the account owner along with ticket owner. So, and later that we'll just trying to ask from the customer side whether you really need this feature after this much period of time. Hope I answered your
Yeah.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
GitHub, could you please let us know what are you trying to do with GitHub Actions? Is possible now.
Ranganath, you're not audible.
Okay.
Sorry, come again.
Audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to know a little bit more about the GitHub Actions in the marketplace.
GitHub issues in the marketplace.
Actions.
Can you please type it out in the chat?
Okay, one second.
Yeah. Yeah. GitHub Actions. So I don't know in which context you're asking, but let me answer from the support end. So we have a GitHub snap-in whenever you create an PR where we can use it. Yeah, sure, I'll answer you that. So GitHub Actions, right? So whenever we create an issue which is from the build side, and you can use these GitHub Actions where you can merge your issue and your GitHub code there. So once while you create your PR, right, when you just give your issue number, all your PR status will also be in there in the GitHub. In the issues. So this is how we use it. And in the later sessions, you also come to know some of our snap is in depth, and we are sure on those sessions it will be really helpful to get to know how to use these things. Rangana, is it fine? Yeah, cool. Any other questions? Happy to answer.
Okay, great. If we have no other questions, I think that was it from us today. Thank you so much, customer and experience team. This was really, really insightful. And thank you to everyone for joining. I hope you were able to take away some action items from this. And like Shivani said, if you would like to reach out to us and help and perform some of this on your own instance, you can always just reach out to us through our plug or any other support channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, folks.